Stalker 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the beloved survival shooter franchise, and it's finally coming soon. Developed by GSC Game World, this game promises to deliver a massive world full of secrets, mutants, anomalies, and so much more. The scale of the game is truly massive, almost unreasonable, and after years of development and delays, it's a miracle this game is even happening. The game is launching on November 20th for Xbox Series X, S, and PC, and will be available on Game Pass for Xbox and PC subscribers on day one. So, what exactly should you expect? Well, here are 10 things you need to know before you buy. 1. Story and plot. While Stalker 2 takes place in the familiar Chornobyl Exclusion Zone, there's a lot of mystery surrounding the story. You play as Skif, a newcomer who enters the zone in modern times to search for artifacts. Not much is known about him. He's described as complicated, quiet, and someone who isn't afraid to act. His legacy, however, is entirely in your hands. How you approach the world, the people in it, and the challenges you face will shape the story and decide his fate. Your choices are not just about what you do, but also how you interact with the environment. You can befriend the people you meet, or you can choose a more hostile approach. This leads to multiple different endings and the return of familiar characters from the original games. How you tackle the zone and the choices you make will ultimately dictate the overall narrative. 2. Unreal Engine 5 for stunning visuals. Stalker 2 is built on Unreal Engine 5. The game uses cutting-edge technologies like Nanite, Lumen, and World Partition to deliver an open world that's not just visually impressive, but deeply immersive. With Nanite, the game achieves highly detailed environments, so everything from crumbling structures to dense forests appears hyper-realistic, capturing the abandoned atmosphere of the zone. Lumen takes lighting to a new level, creating realistic shadows and reflections that change dynamically with time of day, adding to the game's moody and haunting feel. Photogrammetry tech scans real-world textures to bring an added layer of authenticity, making the zone feel as if it's been pulled directly from reality, right down to the smallest crack in the walls. On top of that, full motion capture for both facial and body animations enhances character interactions, making conversations and encounters feel grounded and intense. Whether you're navigating hazardous anomalies or sitting by a campfire with NPCs, the world feels not only alive but responsive, keeping you deeply connected to every moment. A massive, seamless open world. The Chornobyl Exclusion Zone in Stalker 2 spans over 60 square kilometers, making it one of the largest open-world maps in recent memory. Unlike many open-world games, there aren't loading screens dividing up different areas. You're free to explore this massive landscape seamlessly. With 20 distinct regions, the world is designed to feel alive and unpredictable, full of hostile factions, mutants, and random encounters that make each playthrough unique. Most of the map is based on real-world locations in the actual Chornobyl Exclusion Zone, giving it a grounded sense of authenticity. The developers have combined real-world design with creative tweaks to make the environment feel both familiar and haunting. The freedom to explore is nearly endless. If you can see a location in the distance, odds are you can reach it. 4. Survival elements that go beyond combat. Survival is at the core of Stalker 2. It's not just about fighting mutants or hostile factions. You also need to manage basic needs like hunger, fatigue, and radiation exposure. Going without food affects your stamina. Sleep is essential to avoid fatigue, and even the water you drink could be contaminated. Radiation zones and poisoning are constant threats, so keeping a Geiger counter handy is a must. Equipment and gear maintenance play a major role too. Weapons can jam at the worst times if not properly maintained, and protective gear is essential for surviving radioactive areas. The survival mechanics add a layer of realism and difficulty that keeps you constantly on edge, as one wrong move could mean the difference between life and death. 5. Handcrafted World with unique encounters. Despite its massive size, Stalker 2 isn't relying on procedural generation to fill the map. Nearly every location, from abandoned buildings to eerie forests, has been hand-built to create a unique experience. This attention to detail means that each part of the world feels intentional and packed with atmosphere. You'll encounter random events and side quests that vary depending on where you are and what's happening in the story. For instance, you might stumble upon an NPC needing help, which could lead to an entire questline, or even new allies or enemies. This handcrafted approach ensures that no two areas feel the same, giving players a reason to explore every corner of the zone. 6. Mutants and Anomalies. Expect the unexpected. The zone is filled with all kinds of mutants and anomalies, making every step feel like a life or death decision. Classic mutants like the pseudo-dog, flesh, and bloodsuckers are back. But Stalker 2 introduces new, terrifying creatures, such as the Bion mutants that mimic the voices of injured stalkers to lure unsuspecting victims into traps. These creatures don't just act as obstacles, they're part of the world's twisted ecology, and how you approach them can drastically impact your survival. Anomalies are just as deadly. From harmless ones that reduce fall damage to the fiery burners, which erupt in sudden flames, every anomaly has its own behavior and risk factor. To navigate these dangers, you'll need tools like a detector and a supply of bolts to test the ground ahead of you. The unpredictable nature of the zone means you'll always be on your toes, whether you're fighting mutants, avoiding anomalies, or dealing with both at once. 7. Weapon variety and deep customization. Stalker 2 offers an extensive arsenal with over 35 unique weapons, from handguns and shotguns to sniper rifles and high-powered assault weapons, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. But it's not just about collecting weapons, it's about making them your own. The customization system is highly detailed, allowing you to modify nearly every part of your weapon. You can equip scopes for better accuracy, stocks to improve stability, suppressors for stealth, laser sights to reduce spread, and much more. Each attachment changes how the weapon handles, letting you tailor your loadout for different situations. 8. Difficulty modes, a challenge for every type of player. Stalker 2 doesn't hold back when it comes to difficulty. From the very start, it's clear this game is built to challenge players, but GSC Game World has made sure to include options for everyone, from newcomers to hardcore fans. The game offers 3 main difficulty levels at launch, with each setting affecting not only how tough enemies are, but also how much information is available to you. Even on normal, the zone isn't forgiving. Resources are limited, mutants and hostile factions don't go down easily, and every encounter could be your last. For those who really want to test their limits, there's a higher difficulty mode that raises the stakes even further by removing HUD and UI elements, leaving you to rely on your instincts and environmental cues. This mode isn't just about making enemies hit harder. It's designed to immerse you fully in the world, forcing you to pay attention to every sound, every shadow, and every hint of danger without the usual on-screen guidance. On the other end of the spectrum, there's a story mode that allows players to experience the narrative and exploration aspects without the constant pressure of survival mechanics. While you'll still need to be cautious, this mode scales back the intensity, making it perfect for those who want to enjoy the world and story without constantly worrying about every bullet or bite of food. With these difficulty options, Stalker 2 opens itself up to different kinds of players, while keeping the zone's inherent danger intact for those who crave a brutal challenge. 9. Playtime and Replayability, a game that keeps you coming back. Stalker 2 isn't just a one-and-done experience. The main story alone is estimated to take around 40 hours to complete, but that's just the beginning. If you're someone who loves exploring every corner of the map, tackling side quests, and hunting down hidden stashes, you're looking at well over 100 hours of gameplay. The zone is packed with secrets, side missions, and random events that make each playthrough feel fresh, and the Handcrafted World ensures that there's always something new to discover. But the real appeal of Stalker 2 lies in its replayability. Since your choices throughout the game impact the story, the characters you meet, and the factions you interact with, each playthrough can unfold in surprising ways. There are multiple endings to uncover, and many side quests or events are exclusive to specific paths you choose, meaning that no 2 runs will be exactly alike. For completionists, Stalker 2 offers a ton of content beyond the main storyline. Between the hidden artifacts, challenging anomalies, and faction-specific quests, there's always a reason to dive back into the zone, whether to see what you missed or to try a new approach. It's not just about experiencing the story once, it's about exploring the world again and again to uncover its secrets and test new strategies. 10. Mod support, a game built for the community. One of the most exciting features for Stalker 2 is its commitment to mod support, opening the door for players to create and share custom content. For longtime fans, mods have always been a huge part of the Stalker experience, with popular mods like Anomaly and Lost Alpha giving new life to the original games. Stalker 2 aims to keep this tradition alive by providing tools and support for modders to craft their own stories, gameplay tweaks, and even total conversions within the zone. This mod-friendly approach means the game's community will be able to build on and expand Stalker 2 in countless ways. From new weapons and mutant types to entire questlines and custom maps, modders will have the freedom to shape the game well beyond what's available at launch. It also extends the life of the game, ensuring there's always fresh content and unique experiences for players to explore. With mods available on both PC and Xbox, Stalker 2 promises to be a game that evolves with its community and remains relevant for years. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Stalker 2. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.